Hello and good morning. This is the Breville Barista Touch Impress, model BES881BTR. As you saw in the photos, this is an excellent condition used. Honestly, I would say the cleanest used machine I've ever seen. Probably 2 or 3 months of use, very light, not a scratch on it that I can see. It's very clean on the outside, on the front, on the right, on the left, on the front panel. I can't find a single proper scratch. Very minor fine lines where the cups go in and out here. Maybe a couple here, but no real scratches on the paint. And of course it works like new. It's going to come with warranty, and I'll do the full cleaning after this video to make sure you get a machine that's ready to go. I'm going to be making my morning latte on this machine, so that's going to be testing obviously the grinder, the brewing, the hot water tap, and obviously the milk wand steaming in automatic mode. I like to begin every session with a warm-up shot, similar to my machine on the left. This model needs to be warmed up, so when you turn it on, it takes 5 seconds, as you saw. 5 seconds to boot up, and it's ready to make a coffee, but it's still not perfectly warm, like things like the group head and the portafilter, and even your cup, they're still not hot. They need to be warmed up, and you can do that by running a blank shot. So I'm just going to go into the latte section. I'm going to run a double shot. That's going to give me about 10 or 15 seconds of hot water. It's going to warm up my handle, my cup, and the group head here, which is good. Looks good. You can do that once or twice. But once should be more than enough, I think. You also have a hot water tap here. If you touch this button, it'll give you hot water straight into the cup from this port. That's going to bypass the group head. So if there's any coffee or dirt in the handle and you don't want to clean it for whatever reason, you can get clean hot water straight into the cup. Let's have a look at that. That works nicely from there. You can use that for a few things. Mainly, it's to use it with the long black function. So to make a long black Americano style coffee, the machine will give you a little bit of espresso through the handle, but then after that it'll give you some hot water, and it'll be a large drink after that. You can also use it to brew tea bags if you're in a hurry, or you can use it to. I use it for dissolving the sugar at the base of my cup. So I'll show you how I do that later. I'm just going to put this aside. I'm going to take out the handle, and I'm going to dry it, okay? Your machine comes with all the baskets and all the accessories like you would when you buy it new. This is a double shot basket. It takes about 17 or 18 grams of coffee. I recommend using a scale to measure the input and output. Honestly, more so the output. This machine is fully automatic, meaning it will try to dose the coffee quantity on its own for the input, and even for the output, it'll try to give you the same volume. And obviously the milk frothing isn't automated. But in terms of grinding, I'm just going to use my scale to measure the input, just to give us an idea, which will help us to determine what we should be getting out into the cup. So if you know how much goes in here, you can guess how much should come out with the perfect settings. So the machine has a few settings to set, but on the grind side, you have here on the left dial to control the space between the blades. That's going to control the grind size. A larger grind size will give you a quicker shot. A smaller grind size will slow down the shot and make it more stronger. We don't want it to be too large or too slow, because if it's too large, the coffee will flow very quickly in under 15 seconds, and it won't have much body or crema. And on the other hand, if it flows too slowly, it could take up to a minute or 45 seconds to brew, which is too long. It's going to put excess stress on the machine. it's gonna make the coffee too bitter, too strong for us. So we don't want it to be on either extreme. We want it to be nice in the middle. What is the middle? It's a 30-second shot that gives us a 2-to-1 ratio. So let's just say we grind some coffee now and we get 18 grams into the basket. That's the input. We want the output to be double of that. So if the input is 18, we want the output into the cup to be 36 grams. That's a 2-to-1 ratio for the espresso to the ground coffee. Basically, I'm going to be aiming for anything between 35 and 45 grams output into my cup, which is generally about this level, but we can confirm that with the scale. So 35 to 45 grams is okay, and it should take about 30 seconds or so to brew. If that takes only 15 seconds, we need to slow it down. We need to slow it down by reducing the grind size. If it takes more than say 45 seconds or 40 seconds, we need to speed it up by increasing the grind size. Now, I haven't made a coffee on this model yet. This machine was a trade-in by a customer who upgraded to the Oracle Touch. So just yesterday, this was dropped off to me. It looks in excellent condition. It's only a few months old. So what I'm gonna do is oh, my scale has turned off because I was speaking for too long. I'm gonna grind some coffee just to get rid of the old coffee inside. That looks like a very fine grind size on number 11. I might increase that. The grind size will depend on what beans you use. So at the moment it's on 11. I'm gonna go up to 15, or let's do 15. Okay. Few more seconds of grinding. That looks a little bit better. It's still on the finer side. So I'm guessing if we make a coffee, we might have to do it again if it's too fine. But let's just make a coffee and see how we go on grind size 15. There's no perfect magic number. Every machine will need to be set up differently, and every bean will need to be set up differently. There's no magic number that works with all machines of all beans. And that's just been my experience, and it's the truth. So I wish it were that easy, but you have to set up each machine separately. Make sure the scale is on 0. And let's grind some coffee. I'm going to be using the double basket selection. There you go, it's already there. I'm going to try to teach the machine how to grind, okay? So when you first get the machine, or when you first open a new bag of beans, you'll have to teach the machine how to grind. So first it'll grind a little bit, then it'll ask you to tamp, and then you grind a bit more, then you tamp, then you grind a bit more and you tamp until you reach the perfect level. Basically, every time you tamp, the machine measures the level, and it'll tell you to stop tamping when it's happy with the level, okay? Have a look. Oh, I stand corrected, so the machine already knows what to do. It's already on the perfect level. My experience when I unbox these machines new, or when I do a factory reset, you have to teach it how much to grind for. But in this case, the machine already knows. So with one press of the button, it's already at the perfect level. So you don't have to do much teaching, at least at the moment with the current settings. Let's see what we got. 19 grams. This is 19 grams of coffee. Look at it. Look at it. It's very nice and smooth. It's perfectly level, it looks like. If there's any loose coffee around the edges, just clean that up. And I'm measuring it with my razor tool, and it looks like it's calibrated nicely. I'm pretty happy with that. So let's lock it in. Let's get rid of this water. I'm going to use the hot water tap to add a little bit of water to help my sugar dissolve. let's see how we go. Make sure the scale is back on 0. From memory, the machine makes better coffee at like, so it's a few selections for the grind, sorry, a few selections for the brew length. There's single, single plus 1, single plus 2, double, double plus 1, double plus 2, max. I'm gonna do it at the, let's just try this at the standard double, but from my previous experience with this model, it's just the notch below the double selection is the one that's perfect. So the double may give us too much coffee, but like that's fine. We'll just try our best. And if it's too long, if the shot goes to too long, we can just reduce it next time. So just to summarize, just for the coffee, there's a few settings that we've played with. There's the grind size. That's going to tell us how quickly or how slowly the brew is going to go for. The actual speed, not the quantity, just the speed of the flow. The grind amount is automatic. The machine will figure out how many seconds to grind for. And when you press the coffee, it'll be at the perfect level, hopefully. And that's the perfect grind amount. The brew time is, the brew quantity is another selection that you can make to tell it how long your shot needs to be. So if you want a really long shot, short, medium, etc., you can select it there. And that's, again, separate to the grind size. The grind size will tell it, it's like the physical speed of the coffee, whereas this is the digital number of milliliters that the machine brews for. Hopefully that's not too confusing. Let's just try it at the double and see how we go. Ideally, it should start brewing around 8 seconds from the button start, and it should stop at the 30-second mark with a 40 ml output. It started at the 7-second mark. It looks alright actually. Bit slower than one might want. It's a bit slower than I wanted. So it might overshoot the 30-second mark. But let's just keep going and see how we go. Right, exactly 40-second shot. Let's have a look. 27 mils. Not ideal, not the perfect shot in my opinion. So in 40 seconds, we only got 27 mils. What I might do is I might increase the grind size to about 18 or 20. I'm gonna make another shot. Let's put that in here. Sometimes what you can do, if you're in a hurry and you don't have time to make another shot, just do another extraction, get some more caffeine and more flavors and coffee out of that ground coffee, and then just stop it after maybe 5 or 6 seconds, just to top it up. Not recommended, and it's not going to give you the best flavor, but it's just something you can do. See, now that's 40 grams. This is what 40 grams should look like, just up to this level on my cup. I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to put this aside. I'll drink it at a separate time. Gonna do it again. I want you to have a good shot, not a bad shot when you get this machine. Obviously, all the settings I'm using are pertinent to my beans. So if you get separate beans or different brand of beans, you may have to tweak the settings a little bit, but just for my peace of mind, I think this grind size is not perfect. So let's increase it from 15 to maybe, let's try 20. Hopefully 20 is not too large of a jump. I'll leave it on grind size 20. I'm gonna get rid of this used coffee. Gonna do a quick purge. So I'm gonna clean it first with my piece of tissue. Then I'm going to do a quick purge, meaning I'm going to get rid of the old coffee inside. Looks like we ran out of coffee anyway. Good. Top up some more beans. scale is on 0. Let's give that another try. See, because we changed the grind size, we may have overdosed. So now the machine is, after pressing the coffee, the machine is telling us to trim. So we have too much coffee. So this is where we use the razor tool. You should get one in the box with your machine. I'm going to use my 3D printed one and basically just rotate the razor tool over the coffee, over the bin, and it's going to scrape off the top layer. Just like that. And then recommended that you also put it back and press. And it's at the perfect level. So machine is happy, I'm happy. Hopefully this should be a better shot. Let's give it a try. Make sure the scale is on 0. Again, if you like sugar or hazelnut syrup or whatever, add it now. Better to add your sweeteners and flavors before you brew the shot, just to help it mix nicely with the espresso. Alright, let's brew and have a look. Okay, so this was more extreme. It was more of a quick shot. It stopped in 14 seconds and we got about 45 mils. All right, so what does that tell us? So 15 was too slow, 20 was too quick. I think 17 or 18 should be the perfect number. So I'm going to stick to my word. I'm going to do one final shot. Hopefully this one will be the perfect one. And I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to do all the cleaning, and then I'll restart the video when it's all ready to go. Okay, third time's the charm. Grind size now 17. The machine figured out the quantity, so I didn't have to trim anything. I just ground the coffee in one go and it was perfectly happy there. Let's brew and have a look. Started pouring around the 6-second mark. It's going at a decent rate. It's symmetrical from both spouts. I think this is the perfect shot. I'm going to keep it there. And it's stopping around the 25-second mark, it looks like. 27 seconds. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Good amount of crema. It's a good level. I think this is about 45 grams, 41 gram. This is the perfect shot. I'll stop it there. Grind size 17. I'm using the Aldi medium beans. And this is a double shot quantity. So finally we got the perfect settings for this bean. And just to give you an idea of what a good shot is. So the first one was too slow. It took 40 seconds to give us a small quantity. The second one was too quick. It gave us too much coffee in only 10 or 15 seconds. This one is halfway in between. It's perfect. It smells great. It looks great. And let's taste it. Tastes really good as well. Nice and strong. Next is milk frothing. So I'm going to be using the automatic settings for this drink. It's preset in the machine, so I don't have to select anything. Temperature 65 degrees, froth level number 5. I'm using full cream milk, and it's filled just below the spout line here. So about 40% of the way, maybe halfway, in terms of milk quantity. Let's press the button, and in the meantime, you can clean the machine, you can go do other things. All right, all done. A good amount of foam. Grab my tissue, give it a good wipe. Because this wand is insulated, it's the Breville new design, it doesn't actually get really hot. It's made with 2 layers, so when you finish the milk, you don't have to really scrub hard with a cloth. You can even use a piece of tissue just to clean it. When you do push it down, it's gonna clean itself, but just be careful, it might spray some milk. So, make sure you clean that straight away. There we go, it's all done. Keep everything nice and clean. And the other thing I wanted to say is once you finish brewing the coffee, it's recommended to do another flush. So just like what I'm doing now, run some hot water. It's going to clean the group head, and also it's going to clean the portafilter basket, just like that. And if you have extra time on your hands, grab a tissue and be careful not to burn yourself, but just wipe the shower screen and the group head. So there's some coffee buildup that can get there over time. You don't want to have any blockages or excessive wear on your group head. Just give that a clean if you have the time. It's not super essential, but it's nice to do it every once in a while. And that's all done. Let's have a look at the results. You can lock this back up here when you're not using the machine, and just make sure to keep everything nice and clean, nice and dry, to prevent any staining in the future and any rust. Awesome. Grab your milk jug and swirl it around to mix up the foam. And then knock the jug on the counter to break any big air bubbles. Do this a few times until the surface is nice and smooth. Getting there. We've got quite a lot of foam. Maybe next time I'm going to reduce the foam so you don't get as thick of a foam like today. But it's getting better now. Make sure you mix your sugar and the crema just to give a more balanced cup. Unfortunately, I'm not a barista. I try every now and then to get some latte art from my drinks. Not always successful, just based on the quantity of the milk and how the frothing goes. But yeah, you can do some designs, some latte art every now and then in automatic mode. In manual mode, you can also use it. So if you push the wand up, you'll get the manual mode selection and you can just froth like a barista would. But anyway, today on automatic settings, I got a decent result. Looks really good. Hope you can make the same and even better coffees. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Enjoy.